Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm the Gentleman and welcome to the Gentleman's Pixel Club. If you enjoy the content that we make, please consider a like, share and subscribe, and you can also follow us on Twitter on the handle you can see on the screen. Everything you can do for the channel goes a long way and it really helps. Today we are playing a game on the Atari ST recreated on the MiSTer FPGA, and this game is called Old Towers. This is a conversion from a game by Retro Souls by Andy Noble, and Andy Noble I don't personally know, but I've known of for a long while. Here's a couple of screenshots on the screen at the moment. One is Manic Miner, one is Lunar Jetman. Years and years ago, if this is the same Andy Noble, he created these brilliant conversions on the PC, and is now back with Old Towers that you can see on the Atari ST. I did a quick bit of research on this game, and I believe it's an HTML5 game, or at least there's an HTML5 version of this, and this has been redone to run on a real computer. Using the MiSTer FPGA, I loaded in a copy of the disc that I downloaded for this, and we're firing it up to play for the first time. And I'm just defining my keys now because I'm using the keyboard for this rather than the joystick, although it does support a joystick. And I wasn't going to do this video, but I thought this is just such a cracking game. I really need to do this. So I recorded the gameplay, as I always do when I fire a game for the first time, and this is me now adding words to this. What I love about this game immediately is the pretty graphics that you see, the nice little ditty for the tune, and the object is simple. You have to go up the tower as far as I can see, clearing levels, and the way you do this is by collecting the gold coins, not losing one of your many lives, and you use left, right, up and down, and you perpetually move in that direction until you hit a wall or you hit an obstacle or you get yourself killed. And then you have the exit block that you've just seen, which is a flashing yellow one when everything has been collected, and you move from level to level to level like this. This brought a huge smile on my face when I fired this up. If you ever owned an Atari ST, and perhaps if you owned an Amiga as well, you will remember the scene back then where you used to get games, you used to get crap games, you used to get menus, and they would have a multitude of games on, and you would fire them up, and once in a while you would have a true gem like you find at the moment, a true game like this where it was instantly appealing. I don't know why this appeals to me. You know, there is something in the back of my mind. It reminds me of a game called Nebulous, I believe, where you had to go up a tower, which was a revolving tower. It reminds me very much of that when I'm thinking of the gameplay, when I'm having a look at this. But it also reminds me of a modern game, and for some reason, in the back of my mind, I don't know whether I'm right about this, but I've got Super Meat Boy there as well. I can't describe the gameplay that we're playing at the moment. You know, I wouldn't even know the terminology that would be moved, but this is absolutely a puzzle game. You know, I have to get to those flashing blocks somehow without dying, and I'm moving left, right, up, down, and that's all I can do to control myself. I do use the fire button on a later level when I get completely stuck, and I was a little bit surprised about what happened there, and we will wait for that moment to actually happen. But because I've not used it or not needed to use it, I was just quite happily using the controls that we've got. The puzzle is you've got arrows pointing down, meaning that I can't go through them. Those arrows pointing up mean that I probably can't go through those one way. And it's all basically collect as many gold coins as you can do. Don't get yourself killed by the bats or whatever enemies you've got. I think you've got spikes there, but will also kill you when you land directly on them. And try and solve this. And this is where it starts to get hard. You know, I'm moving around like a fool here, you know, trying to get to the point that I need to, and I finally get to the exit. But the early first 2 or 3 levels were natural. They just flowed in what you did. I have no idea how many levels this game has, but it is such a charming game. Mr. Noble has done a fantastic creation here on the Atari ST, and credit must also clearly be given to Retro Souls, which would probably be the company that this is all based on here. I don't know how much he's done his own spin, and you know, I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing, although I'm completely stuck. And this is where I push the fire button, and the unknown character to the right hand side I then jump to, and I can move. So it looks like you've got 2 characters that you can control. I thought I was only controlling one character, and then no, it wasn't, there was more. And this level brought a smile to my face as well. This reminded me of the recent cover disc that I did on the ZX Spectrum, and there was a game in there where you had to move a ball, you had to collect a ball by hitting mirrors and reflectors and things like this. I believe it was called A Whole New Ball Game, and it was on the second Crash cover tape that I did. And to, you know, see this, it just reminded me exactly of that. So I'm bouncing my way around, trying not to get killed by the bat that just did kill me the first time, to collect those mirrors, those gold coins in between. And you've seen me have a grey block appear. It appears that those grey blocks are sometimes these empty rectangles, and when you go across them, they fill themselves in. So I'm on level 8 now, and you know, it's clear that that little guy isn't going to do anything until I see he hits the blocks. And when you touch the blocks, those grey blocks, they seem to dissolve. So we've now got the combination of the blocks that you go over, like I just did, that fill themselves in, and we've got other blocks that will dissolve when you touch them, like that grey block in the centre of the screen. If I touch that, that will disappear. So how on earth you get to some of these exits, I'm not sure at the moment. I really am not sure. I hit the fire button to go to the other character, and it seems like you've got on this tower two versions of the same puzzle that are actually opposite each other, so you need to not do the same mistake twice that you've done. You know, I've got that flashing block there, but how on earth am I going to get to it? Those spikes are preventing me going left, those spikes are preventing me going up, and when I hit fire, I'm in exactly the same position with this character as well. This is nowhere near as easy as it looks, and I've managed to escape with one character there through good fortune, but I think this other one is completely trapped. You know, that there's no way that I can see to hit a block to stop me going into the side of the wall there, to give me a position to move upwards. So I'm going to bounce about on the wall for a little bit like the complete loon that I am, wondering what's going to happen, thinking what options do I have. And in the end, I pause the game like I'm doing now, and I go for a restart of the level and try again. But now I've got to think on what do we do to progress, how do we move forward. And it's absolutely true, these levels are mirrors of each other, so the controls effectively reversed on what you do. And this is not hard, sorry, this is not easy. I say this is not hard, this is very bloody hard, and I died straight away. To get a game like this, to get a free game like this that's going to be challenging, it's a good little puzzle game that you're going to want to play again and again and again for absolutely free. You know, hats off to Mr. Noble for creating this, and also a personal thank you for everything that you've done in the past. I followed you from a distance when, and I'm hoping you're the same Mr. Noble that did Lunar Jetman and Manic Miner on the PC years ago. I followed you from a distance, and I used to have great fun on those games, and I recall for each of those you did a Apple version as well for the MacBook, and I was most disappointed when I eventually got a MacBook that I found that they wouldn't run, or at least I had the wrong version of the Mac OS to make them work, and I'm sure it was you that did these. Anyway, that aside, that nostalgia aside, it is absolutely awesome that you've got people that are still in the community all these years later with their love for these retro systems that produce these games for nothing. I said on a video that may or may not be out by now because I do them in a slightly different order that I would happily pay for games. I would have happily paid for this game as well. But this is game over. This has been a quick little video. Don't want to spoil too much for it. But my god, Old Towers is a fantastic game. I'm putting in my high score here now. I'll put a link in the description where you can get this for yourself. You stay safe, you take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Would you like to play again?
Hello there, it's me again. If you're a subscriber to this channel, thank you very much. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, then Zeus here would love you to subscribe. It makes him happy and it makes me happy. And if Zeus is happy, everybody is happy. Thank you very much. Stay safe, take care. Goodbye.